So I'm here with Ben from Xledger, who is an implementation consultant over here. So Ben, it'd be really interesting just to get your view of how you found the transition coming from, was it a small practice you were in initially, moving into an implementation role here at Xledger?
Yeah, so exactly. I worked in small practice, did a bit of everything in terms of accounting, managed quite a few clients. Decided to make the move to the more software tech side of accounting, which was a bit of a sideways step, but something I always wanted to get into, and the kind of timing worked out quite well.
Yeah.
I looked for opportunities and found Xledger, and then you come to this place and it's
pretty cool.
They sell it quite well here.
Yeah.
But it is lovely, and you come in and the way you're treated in terms of your induction and what happens in the first couple of days is brilliant, really.
And do you get to use your accounting skills still in this role?
Yeah, so less so necessarily my day-to-day processing and talking to clients and stuff like that. I use still a lot of the knowledge, but not necessarily applying it into the detail that I did. But the knowledge is still useful to apply it and give it to necessary clients I have here. So when they're talking about the necessary accounting rules or the accounting processes, I have history and knowledge of those processes.
Okay, so you still get to stay close to your accounting knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. It's still in use.
Okay, cool. And it'd be really interesting just to explore what a typical day in the life of an implementation consultant looks like.
Perfect. Yeah, it can be a mix, really. It's a mixture of training and consulting with the projects you've got on. So you get given a couple of projects of people obviously wanting to change software, and you're kind of guiding them through the whole process. There's an element of what we start off with workshops to try and work out exactly what they want and how we can configure that system, and kind of whether they need to change processes or we need to transfer the processes.
Yeah.
So that's where the knowledge comes in, whether they do need to change or whether they can keep how they're doing it.
Okay, yeah.
But it's the consulting side separated from that, training them on the system. So it's kind of a two-part situation where you're consulting, working out what they want, and then training them on how to use the system and how it works best for them.
Okay, and what about the actual implementation bit in the middle? Are you getting involved with the more technical side of?
Yeah, so it can sound very technical, but it's reasonably straightforward. There's no coding or anything like that. It's all done by developers. It's more so choosing which things to put in the system, which things to leave out, and things to turn on, and processes to switch on and off. So it's putting together a combination of settings that works best for the project you're working for.
Gotcha. So just giving like an example, let's say if a business is using Xero or Sage right now and they're running their accounts in a certain way, is it a case of just unpicking exactly how they're doing things right now and then understanding how that can translate into the Xledger system, and if there are any gaps you sort of help them with those processes so that it slots in nicely?
Yeah, it's really a mix. It's really, you look at two things, or at least I look at two things. It's what they want the next accounting system to do. So what are they missing out on? What don't they have from what they're currently doing, and how we can achieve that. Then it's what can we fix that the current system's not doing well for you. So it could be that there's bottlenecks, there's process problems, or it just doesn't do something that they need to do. Or they want, on the other side of the coin, they want more analysis. They want to be able to dive down into what that actually is happening in that sector, that costs, and so forth. So it's a bit of a way up and working out what they need, and then working out which path to go down in terms of what's the best solution for them.
Sounds really interesting. So it's quite varied then. There's a lot. I guess every client must be quite different.
Yeah, they want different things. So it's all about really what they're looking for. So it can be different, and that's what's quite refreshing. Is that you're talking to different people, you're developing relationships, and you're in this project for literally 3 months to do the implementation, but there's still an element of before and after. There always will be. So it's nice seeing that stage from what they want and what they're looking for to when they realise they've got it, in a sense, and testing it. And it's a bit of satisfaction at that point when you've almost satisfied them and what their needs are.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thanks very much for that, Ben. Hopefully that's given candidates a really good insight into the consultant role and what it might look like joining Xledger.